Well, well. It's time to play with more Unreal Engine and more dolls. Yes, all the dolls. Every single one. Because let's be real here, they're not going to play with themselves. They need my help. And I'm more than happy to oblige. So, let's see. Recently, I found a way to give Poppet her hat back, which I will turn back on. I haven't quite got the collision right, so but having the option to put the hat back on is something, I guess. Let me move it over that screen. I need to turn the lights up if I'm going to do screenshots. Also, her hat could be more black and I would like it better. We'll fix that because it's ugly. It kind of hits off there a little bit. I put an extra collision above her head to that. I need to make it enable only when she's wearing the hat or something, but you can't make the hat collide because if you do that, then she can't jump. It's weird. It's just like a perpetual block above her head. But overall, she's looking pretty good. I mean, I think she could use some work on the... Well, I mean, look at her hair. It just does wild things. Also, her walk just looks like a crappy run. That one's not my doing. That's just the default walk animation for Unreal Engine. I mean, I guess her hand kind of catches in her dress sometimes, too. Whatever. She's getting there. More importantly, she also has a bit of a jiggle, too. Because I'm all about properly animating my stuff. Just saying. Alright, so... Also new is... I made an entire system so that the two buttons here, the mouse buttons, could actually control every single action. And I'm slowly adding them in because I haven't made all of them yet, but before it was like I would have to assign it to one of the few buttons I had available and then try to find some space in the keyboard to do it, and it's ridiculous. Now, no, none of that, no. Which also, I reworked the menu system. Well, the tarot menu, it's not, I haven't got the other ones done yet, but you pick the ones you want, you put the number on them, instead of having to click somewhere like that, you just click the number you want on them. And yeah, that's it. Just do it. And they appear down there, and you just click the one you want, and then you have the ability. I guess I don't have anyone for the chair to do that, but... Also, the sun one does not seem to provide a little tarot card anymore. Nice. I haven't figured out how to make it keep those numbers yet. I'll figure it out eventually. It is possible that it's just better to show where they will go. Maybe that way it was technically better. I don't know. It might be. But just being able to put the numbers on them is pretty nice. So you know what they are and not have to have a lot of extra things wasted. Figured out how to do grids and stuff, so to make it all nice and easy and make it all pretty and stuff. So I'm working on it. It's kind of about where I'm at. It took so long to figure that out. I did not understand the widget system, and even now I have some better understanding, but it's not a great understanding. It will get better. That reminds me, let's into scalability here. So it's epic. You can see what the lighting's actually supposed to be. I should have screenshot it like this. I really should have. More importantly, does it help with their graphics? Because their graphics were pretty crappy before. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the problem is when you import them in from DAZ, they're tiny. You blow them up and they're just not very detailed. I'm not really sure there's a good way to upscale them so they don't look like crap. I can try. I'm curious. Let's Just export it. Sure, I can go here. Actually, I'm gonna open it off screen real fast. Browsing through my files and everything on there just seems like I could easily show some personal information that's just I don't want to show. Medical documents or something like that, you know, tax documents, anything. Lots of things that I really don't particularly want on the internet. At least not on public internet. How big am I going to want this? I guess I just double it and call it square. Well, whatever, we'll try it. Sure. See if that improves anything at all. It might not, but I mean, it is larger. Could do the other ones too, but doesn't really seem like it does anything, or maybe it doesn't refresh fast enough. I don't know. Oops, fingers off the button there. Those are zeros, not O's. Can't seem to find it. That is the one that I increased the size of. Maybe I need this one too. Sure. This is the psychedelic version. He's on drugs. Don't worry about it. Well, it changed the image a little bit looking, but I don't think it really changed them. So why can't I add these? Has to be material. That's right. No, it doesn't. These aren't materials. Hmm. Probably just not open all. Nah. I might have to make them smaller. That might be the plan. Like maybe if they're actually like, you know, at like 6 or something, they look a little better. Because I mean, they're supposed to be this size. So you can see that's kind of like, really? Like really? That's the threat? Like look at it. It's this tiny little thing. It's so stupid. Actually, don't look at that. You just get to see Poppet's backside there because apparently it just blocks everything. I mean, you know, the dress does make it look like she has an ample backside. Sort of zooming in like the stupidly close too. Just saying. Same problem happens to Scooch over here too. Even making him larger, he just doesn't have the details. I don't know what to do about those. Certain models just aren't very detailed. They weren't really intended to be. They were supposed to be dumb little toys, so I don't know on that one. Pretty much, Mike. Pretty much. I mean, listen, it's what sells. Don't question it. Or do. It's fine. Whatever. I think I should design more areas or something here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the first of the painting areas. I need to introduce combat right over in this area, I think. Or maybe this should actually be more complicated combat. I don't know. Oops. Trying to decide exactly how I'm gonna, which tarot cards they're gonna get first, and I don't quite know which ones yet. I'm gonna leave one of these around so I remember to use it, but I should have an enemy spawner here instead. That's true. I have an enemy spawner that could have been used a long time ago. Of course, it makes a lot of sense. He used to make a giant fence around things. Now I don't know if he needs to do that or not, but where did I put it? What I call it more like that? That's the real question. I haven't looked at it in months. I call it spawner. I did. Target enemy spawner percent. I wonder which one's the real one. So I'll put a spawn there maybe. Yeah, this thing is got way too many things involved with it. Alright, I'm gonna look at what I did on the other map. I need better notes. I really do. I really don't comment enough. I always think, I just made it. I'll remember. Sure, I will. How about like 3 months down the road when I have to try to remember what my own code does? Should be a spawner around here somewhere. Just regular enemy spawner, okay. And to use it, you create an array and I guess transformer array here, and then where you want them to go. All right, all right. Gonna borrow that for 1 second. Because why remember when I can just do this? And then that'll completely block them in. That's fair. I need to fix these so they're not the little crappy paper ZD stuff. Huh. I'm not gonna lie, that does not do what I want it to, does it? Kind of like sitting ducks, huh? You understand? What is up with that speed? Huh. I do have a lot running on the computer at the moment, so that's a thing to note. It is possible this event spawner was programmed badly. Oh, I don't want to lose what I want to. Spawn actor transformers. All right, camera, we're doing a little fine work here. Maybe go down to 1 for a little while so we can not move around all crazy like. Maybe dial back the drugs a little bit on that one. A little less speed. A little more just, you know, kick back. Maybe like pot speed or something. I don't know. Supposedly there's a third transformer. And it's also... Oh, it's right there. That'd be the scale. I actually made it so that these were a thing that you could do in the engine. Normally you don't get to do that, but... I went out of my way to make certain I could place them like that instead of having to just number it in and hope. It's possible the enemies are really heavy. What I'm learning is Paper ZD is significantly heavier than you think it is. Higher up, maybe? Get them to drop from the ground or something? I don't know. Well, at least they're not stuck in the ground. Mostly. That one is. Actually, 2 of them are. What I'll probably need to do is just raise them up higher and then let gravity kick in and just drop them. I think that's reasonable. Reload it? Okay. Do not simulate physics on the spread. I don't care. Yeah, simulate physics on that one. Actually, these little walls aren't even that bad. Since they're kind of all dilapidated and weird, I thought they'd be kind of strange because they're a weird fencing thing, but now they almost have like a Silent Hill type of feel. Or maybe they should almost be there, just because they look like they should be there. Huh. I come to the conclusion I don't really want this warehouse to particularly be realistic. Why didn't you fall? Unless specifically those ones I turned it off. Aside from that, that seems unlikely. We'll check. Come on. Where'd the components go? There's just an event graph. Same is true on that. This one has... There we go. I need that. I was about to be real sad. I was like, oh no. Yeah, simulate physics. Actually, this should just be on here. I don't understand why. This is just a generic capsule component. Yeah, it's the same one. It just was off for them. Okay. I need to speed up the spawn times. I was letting her do a laugh first and then she would show up, but there we go. Now they have physics there on the ground. They can't even move otherwise, but alright, now to make them actually move. I usually don't have this out because every time you move anything it has to recalculate. It takes so long. So you usually only have it out when you're actually going to test combat, otherwise you just put it away quickly. Put it away. Put it away, boy. Put it away. I think I'm sure the first enemies are because if the voodoo dolls look like crap, I'm not sure how much I... Why is there... I guess there's two fences. Fair enough. Why aren't you moving? You should be moving. There's nothing stopping you from moving. Goes high enough. Goes low. I mean, the floor's up there, so it's perfectly fine. Yeah, it's totally hitting the whole area. All this does is literally restrict where they can go. And how high they can go, too. So if there's, like, ramps or something. You have to teach it how to jump. It can't jump naturally. Like, you can set up points where it can specifically jump, or you can just tell it how to launch itself and call it square, but... It takes some logic. Jumping is rough in a 3D space. I haven't found a very good method. I mean, I can point it towards the player and have it leap and hope. That's true. But there's probably some calculation to make it jump as far as you need or whatever. Yeah, something like that. Is there another spline thingy somewhere I can find? Okay, I don't see a second spline. There's spline 2 starting location right there, so these should be the two splines. Why is there a third spline? I didn't make it any kind of an array. For some reason there's like a thing that appears in the middle of them. I don't understand that one at all. Something to figure out. Oh, I was going to speed it up too. Oof. They were trying to run earlier. Alright, I'm going to put voodoo dolls in there instead. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that the others are messed up somehow. Or haven't been properly made to do anything useful yet. Yeah, okay. It's just they didn't have any kind of anything built in yet. And this doesn't actually do anything yet, but one day it'll do something, I swear. Actually, I haven't written all what they all do yet, because they actually, I'll do it this way here, because I just haven't gotten around to it. I keep changing things, and I'm like, whatever, I'll just put those in there. Now they all appear there. If one is selected, I can do these. Also, it shortens her hair and everything, but lets her jump really high. And I haven't made any attacks for it yet. So all it does is just make her bigger and jump higher and move faster. For the strength one. So yeah. That'll be fun. Oh, we're gonna need to fix them. I'm probably gonna make them the first enemies anyway, just because they're farther along than other stuff, I guess. Like, they can hurt you, they're stupid as hell, but it's something, I guess. I don't know. And then the fence thingy disappears. That still works. At least that's good. Okay. This needs to vanish, the little cupcake. Alright, so... Oh my gosh, look at this mess. Ugh. First of all, it doesn't need to say hello. It works. I get it. It's fine. We're going to clean this up so I have a better idea of where things are going. Enemies eliminated. Oh, I remember, because now you can, it would remember which ones you've killed and which ones you haven't. Which in hindsight is not terribly necessary. I think if you backtrack, it's just going to spawn the enemies again, so it doesn't really do anything. I don't know what this despawn actors is for. I mean, it sounds like it despawns actors, but why? It's probably if you get too far from it, but if I just lock them in place... Well, it's a Metroidvania. I don't want to lock them in place anymore. I used to have it all waved along to all the sides and everything like that, and it's just weird in reality. It does work a lot better if you just actually put them in line with wherever they're connecting. It really does. You'll go back to read it later, and if you didn't do this, you're going to wish you did it. It's very simple. Just like now, I'm wishing I had done it. For various laughs. I think I just speed it up. The overlap spawn stuff. It's supposed to destroy itself right here. Huh. Interesting. And the static mesh is supposed to be invisible in the first place, so the little cupcake thing you should have vanished to start with. Why are my components not showing up? That's so irritating. I need my components. Yeah, it should be right here. Huh. Well, I don't want to make it invisible before I'm done placing it. Well, one thing at a time. Here I am just all over the place trying to figure it out, and I think the reality is maybe I should just make the enemies work before worrying about a cupcake. So, let's see. This one. Oh, let's move to random range there. This looks complicated. Gonna wish I actually labeled all this too, for that matter. Oh yeah, we're doing the get distance to strategy. I was trying the collision thingies, and what I've learned is you have to do a lot of extra nodes. They're really heavy. It's very confusing. They don't tend to work incredibly well because of how many different things. It's just a mess. It's way easier to just calculate some distance and just trigger it on the distance if it comes out the right thing. Seriously, like, your life is so much better. Ironically, it's what I was doing in RPG Maker. We're back to that again. I tried it on Poppet, and she had some, like, collision for, like, when she showed health to the enemies. And then enemies were able to hit her based on that collision, and then I'd sit there and fight with that and get it to get, just the capsule collision, not this collision, and it just, no. Alright. So up here is its attacks, right here. Actually, it looks for the player. AI move to player. But there's just, yeah, if it finds the player. So if the is aggro is set by what? This just makes them face the player so that they look, just look in general at them. Oh, they all just have a random movement. Do I really want them to all have a random movement? Let's think about this here. I mean, like, I guess kind of it'd be nice to all have a random movement. I guess I can make it more complicated, but if I put it on individual ones, I can make them a little more varied, I guess. Or I can just design areas and say screw it. Maybe I'll do that. I was coding the menu all day today, and I'm like, do I want to code more? Ugh. Menu took forever because I didn't know anything about the widgets. Let's say I work on this area. I wasn't actually going to give him the chariot here, I don't think. I'm going to probably give him the chariot significantly later, so I'm not on the hook to try to program the car to work well. That's true. Alright, so... why is it so laggy today? It's like super laggy. I mean, the camera set's slow. That's fine. I will move to 3 actually. Oh, it's because this is a box brush. That's why. was like, why is it moving so slow? Box brushes are notorious like that. You don't have to worry too much about them on the average. I could put some space in between this, actually. And then... I want to put more garbage underneath it, probably. I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights back on so I can actually see what I'm doing. They're kind of nice, you know? Just the ability to see. Can Poppet even jump this? I don't know. Maybe? We're going to find out. Get the people with vertigo problems. Nice. I'm probably going to flatten it, honestly, because I kind of want to make a more flat area up there anyway. Or a little flat, I should say. Can she jump to all these? Well, definitely not this other one. Because it accidentally moved the other one instead of the, instead of copying it. Eh. Gotta be careful how far it goes over because I do actually have an open room on the other side of that, so I can't go all the way over. Like that. Can increase the light slightly more by clearing the skies. That does give a tiny amount more light. Instead, I'm gonna bring a lamp over to show my working. Yay! I can see. All right. Jump test. I don't want to jump from down here. I could jump from higher up, but it would have been just as effective. Not really a jump test, not when you need to walk that one. And I'll just let them jump down probably, and I'll probably put some sort of thing under here. I might even make a room that has to be locked away or something like that, and there's no easy way into it. Or maybe they'll unlock it, you'll have to go in here and destroy something. That's an idea. Or I could actually block it with something that's affected by the moon tarot. So this way, like, this whole area here will vanish if it's the moon is on, and then you could sneak down in there. All right. Sounds like something we're doing. This is important. We're intentionally tilting things just to make it a little weirder for people. So they'll have to come all over here to jump out. And that'll be a little more interesting, I think. Alright, so put that there. And then this one I'm actually going to rotate. Just because blocking is going to be a little weird. I don't see an easy way to block at that point for that tiny little area. I guess I could put some crap there or something, but... Box brushes move so slowly. Okay, and then unfortunately that means that if I do it that way, I need to rotate this slightly too. So it's a little less ridiculous. So I don't want them to be able to go through. I'm going to also go along and change the size of these things so they're a little less bad. Well, that's in the wall. That's fine. I don't care about in the wall. Grab this, do this. And then all adjacent surfaces. 2 materials. Use the same one. All the same material. Perfect. I prefer 10. Apply. Good. If I got rid of the roof, I'd be able to see no problem. I don't care if it goes over the roof at all. Like, this is the top floor, so it can do whatever one. Well, technically, I guess up here is the top floor. I haven't made a version of her yet that actually goes in there, so she's my placeholder. But I don't know what I'll do in those. Next time we do all the paintings on a different map because it just... it's too many assets to load. I mean, it can be done. I just am not confident in my ability to manage the memory well enough to make it happen. All right. Goal is just to make it weird enough that it's like, you know, built almost like a kid made it. More nonsensical than, you know, useful. Okay, so I do have a method to my madness here. There is a reason I'm blocking it completely. I'm a little concerned about that jump, so just in case, I'm going to push this back a little bit. And then... I guess I could put a cylinder through it. Yeah. Make it more like a door, I guess. Sure. How many sides this cylinder got? 60 sides is good enough, I think. I'm gonna put a light cube at the bottom, and in order to have any light, you'll have to actually track the light cube up through all this, so It's not just going to be a little jump up here. We're going to make people play with the light cubes early on, probably. Negative. Or I guess subtractive, as the case may be. Whoa, what happened there? It's all just showing me things. I saw everything at that point. Everything. Oh my god. Nice. We making holes. I need a light cube. It's important. I'll go grab one and copy it. I'm not sure if flying over here to grab it is faster. I do think it's more fun. This light cube needed to be moved anyway. I don't want it there. I like how it slowly dims the light, even though I just copy and paste it. It doesn't care. It's like slowly takes it away. It's like, okay, fine. Sure. I may end up tweaking the controls so that I can make better use of these things. So I don't have to turn them all on and everything. I don't know. The problem with this is it's going to be kind of hard to do. I don't know about... I'm testing the limitations of these. I want this one to vanish, so I'm going to hold on to it until it goes away. Because this might be... well, right now I'm playing on a keyboard and mouse, so it's not like it's the most ideal for platforming. I am going to set it for a control later, but I don't want to do that extra work if I don't gotta. Can I throw it and not have it fly off? Yeah, you can. The big concern is you want to throw it like that, and then like I don't want it to vanish. But I think you can just pick it up and run with it. Yeah. And then you'll have some sort of thing up here, maybe a fight or something like that, and some sort of items to collect. I'm going to make all the stuff to collect and things to do later. First off, let's make how things are going to go. I need to basically take this to the thing. I'm glad I checked, because I'm going to block this one slot off with the moon stuff, so you'll have to activate the moon to sneak down in there, and then I'll have a secret way out. Or maybe even an entrance to a lower level. How quickly do I want to hand out the moon terror? That's the thing that I don't think about is the pecking order for abilities. Like, what do I give out? I'm giving out the magician and one of the combat abilities early on. It'll probably be the fool that I give first, because it's you know, very fitting for Poppet. She's on a new journey, you know. Did dumb things, very carefree, got herself killed. Good job. Good job. But and the magician, because so many puzzles are just capable around it, so why not? I think I'm going to have Judgment fire lightning, and I'm going to let the lightning turn on the lamps. I'm not going to let her turn on and off the lamps until without that ability. I'll just leave certain ones on. Because in reality, it's supposed to look like this. Let's see here. Yeah, problems. I actually toyed with having the a thunderstorm going on. Then it makes it really dark. There's like very little ambient light. It'd be really cool if you look out the windows, but otherwise it'd be effectively worthless. It wouldn't do anything. Oh, I don't have the thing equipped. What, don't I have it equipped? Hit one. There we go. Just because I put it on, that doesn't mean auto works. So yeah, it'd be much darker. Still not that incredibly dark. There's quite a bit of light in this room. Oh, I know what I need to really test. Right now I'm testing it like there's, you know, like I don't have the drawback on anymore. It's just literally normal ambient darkness, but that's not the way it's supposed to play out at all. No, it's not. You're not supposed to have the sun active all the time. Except it's not active. Oh, never mind. It turns on this duration effect. It's unactive. So it should play out like this. Or if you're too far from it, I'm going to quit this thing. I can see where that's going to get annoying since I don't have a way for it to default remember these things. And if you happen to throw it all any reason, then it'll get really bad really fast. So you have to pick it up and take it with. All throwing does ever is buy you time, though. I don't know. Jumping and throwing it there seems pretty challenging. But even this is outside of the light range, so you'll collect things over here, but you'll have to run back to the light in order to not keel over. So that'll make things interesting. If you had to fight on this side, can you imagine that? You have to fight and then try to jump back to get more light on you? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I suppose I should build my levels with that ability off, because they're not going to have the Sun Terror till significantly later, since it just literally unlocks whole things and robs the game of a mechanic. Well, it sort of does. It costs mana to use it, so it's not like it's free forever. Okay, so let's do some moon stuff. Thankfully, I have a moon parent, so a lot of the work's already kind of done. I made it vanishing objects. Oh, and I can just drag it out and change the thing to whatever I want. Oh, but it has to be a static mesh. So I'll have to turn the box into something else, which means I can't move it. What I'll probably end up doing is using some other crap instead as the item. It's already flat. I mean, I can make a thing into a thing if I want. I don't know. There's nothing stopping me, I guess. And it'll all load a lot faster. Box brushes load really slow, and everything's made out of box brushes right now. So as soon as you turn those into static meshes, the entire game speed goes way up. I just haven't bothered yet because I'm not sure where everything's going to go. Soon, though. Soon. I got plenty of boards here. Mesh floor. Yeah, let's use that. That's kind of big. Let's not use that. I guess I could shrink it down. But... What this? Huh. I guess to be fair, I do have pre-made pieces if I want. But that's just obviously too big. I could just put furniture up there. Put a sheet there or something. It's a lot easier if I just make one of the things I want, honestly. I don't want to use any of the things that can normally be open because those already have a thing that they do, so it would be kind of weird. It's okay. I have plenty of assets to play with because, you know, Epic keeps giving me free stuff. This is the one I bought, and then like I bought it like I think like 60% off or something, and then 2 months later Epic's like, here's it for free, and I was like, I mean, I can't really be mad because it's free, but man, that's messed up. Could jam a bunch of them in here. Nothing stopped me from using more than one. Little things like memory management don't really matter as much in UE as they do in anything else. You get away with a lot of things you just shouldn't be able to. It doesn't care. It really doesn't. It's like, nah. I got this. I remember when I had a weird flying test where I literally just had it spawn like I think like 50,000 different static meshes or something, and it just did it. And it's like, yeah, I got this. I was like, damn. Realism has no place here. Realism does not make for fun maps. I tested it. I made one super realistic map, and it was... I was like, well, how are you going to have any gameplay around this? I mean, who cares? This is no fun. We don't do realism here. That's weird. Also, I didn't put the last of the things on this, so let's grab this one here real fast. Oh, I should have selected all adjacent surfaces. Just in case I miss a surface. I don't like that. None of that crap. Alright. We will start up here, though I'm going to push those down, I guess. Oh, wait. Do this, and then... Alright. Be in the darkness now, boys. Alright. Definitely laggy. That's okay, I'll figure stuff out. Having all those enemies present, like I have like 15 enemies, actually more than that, all lined up in a like bowling pin setup so I could drive a car into them, which was not as entertaining as I'd hope. It was still somewhat entertaining. Like, it wasn't awful. We're looking at the moon. Look, you can go down. Woohoo! Unfortunately, it's a single thing there, and also she's got no thing down here, so there's that problem. Oh yeah, the someone's slightly broken. I don't know what happened to it. Yeah, I'll just have a secret area down here. Oh yeah, it runs out. Because she's at MP. I might give it a little more time than that, to be honest. Like, it goes down pretty fast. I don't have a balance for it yet. You don't get a lot of time with it, though. But I'll probably have some way to also gain MP, too. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Fortunately, I forgot to do the bottom of these, too. Probably should have done this before I copied it a whole bunch of times, you know? Might have been smart. But we're not about smart here. No. We're about doing it the hard way and regretting our life decisions later. Yeah, yeah. Okay. This is unacceptable. Oh, I can just double click this. What am I doing? 2. That is not the 2 I need. This is actually the 2 I need. 2-sided. And now, it actually blocks it. So very important. Because if you don't have that, they can jump through it from the bottom, and that is awkward, to say the least. So this area won't even be necessary for quite a long time, I imagine. I'm going to delete some of these random idiots. I don't need all of them out here. Much as I like them. Yeah. This is my bowling alley here. Very important. That reminds me, the car is slightly broken too, because I redid the controls for all those, well, everything. That means I have to redo all the events so that so she can get out of the car. She has no way of getting out of the car anymore. So I'll have to deal with that later. But I don't want to do that right now. I'm designing levels. I don't care. I'm leaving my bowling alley, though. I like my bowling alley. I'll leave one of these guys so I remember to do something with him. At some point. Turn the light on. I should probably give them another save point somewhere there, because the only save point they've had up to this point was all the way back at the start. If they were to die, I would probably want them to have another one. Not incredibly often, but I mean, in the start of the game, you should probably be a little more lenient on your players than later, you know? It's the problem with designing inside of darkness. But yeah, if you have the storm on. Unfortunately, there's only one place you can actually, you know, look at it, and that's this room up here so far. Actually, I can make the lightning go way crazy. Yeah. Go nuts. Maximum interval. Good enough. Yes. Let's look out some windows. I probably should have just put a little thing down so I can actually sit at the window and watch the lightning. Wow. Okay, she looks way more menacing now without any kind of light or anything like that. I mean... Oh, that's right. I'm slowly dying because I don't have the anything good going on here. Let's put the sun back on. Actually, technically, you could use this to kind of see. But I'm going to use the sun as well. Now choose a card. Is there any place to see you for the lightning? That's lame. Alright, I need a lamp. I can't see, Captain. It's so hard to see in this game. I realize that light is a big mechanic in the game, so I'm going to have to put lamps everywhere. So I guess it's kind of a good idea that I'm testing it this way. So this way I can go, oh yeah, that was dumb. Keep changing it. There's already a save point here. I have to figure out which sides are the outside facing stuff, because I want windows on that, but not windows on the inside, so. She can sit on a barrel. We can look outside the barrel. Very important. Barrel tighten here. Pile some books up for her too. Yeah. It's like partway in the floor. That's a little weird. I guess I don't really care about realism. once you start having living dolls, realism just becomes kind of unimportant. You know, it's just, don't worry about it. Realism, sure. Whatever makes you happy, buddy. Meanwhile, we ain't doing that here. I guess I could put it on an actual table or something. I'll also put a couch here or something. Maybe not that big of a couch, a little smaller couch. That's just moving really quick. I don't like that. I mean, in the original game, she was trying to get to a window to sit there and look out at the stars the whole time anyway. It was just a dumb thing for RPG Maker. So, I guess it's only fitting that I have a window that she can in fact get to sit there and look out at. Just as a quick homage to the worst version of the game. All kinds of assets here. I think I want a table. Table and bring it in. It's a big table. That was bigger than I was expecting. It can sit there. I like it now. I don't know why I like it there. It can just sit there. Alright. That's real FPS right there. Yeah, yeah. Because it's not playing, that's why. Yeah. Sun Tarot. Oh. Oh no. I've fallen below the world. Okay, well that's something I gotta fix, isn't it? Designing in the dark, yo. I'll just do this, and then she can get out. I figured by this point she'd have different abilities anyway, so... Actually, no, that's wrong, because you could technically just walk right up here. I did want that to be an option, where you could just walk to the bad ending anytime you wanted. You know, just admit defeat, kill yourself kind of thing, you know? Fun. Okay, this lamp makes me sad, but at the same time, the lamp is also why she doesn't die. Where's my lightning? This is way less cool than expected. It's because this lamp sucks. Yeah, lightning. Yeah. This is so much cooler when you're just standing outside. There's so much going on there. Your character ends up wet, too. I think I have it set to be wet anyway, though. I don't know. Anyway. I do plan on having, like, the city out there and everything, which is also why I have to have the, or, like, just, a, you know, a simple image. But that's why I have to have all the paintings in a different area, because if I don't, you look out the windows and you'll just see the painting areas and it'll look weird. So... It's had to put them really far away on the same map, but then if something breaks on the map, you're running into that problem I ran into where it's just like, I guess I gotta throw the map away. Yeah, I don't want to do that again. I don't like it. What? What do you want? What is this message? Where'd it go? For whatever reason, Yui likes to do this weird thing where they take the little message thingy and they make it tiny. And then put it right over where I can't even get it. Yeah, they make it like this, and it's like, where is it? Oh, it's just telling me this error because I turned the HUD off initially. I'll just turn it back on, so stop doing that error. dumb. Okay. So I've agreed that this is the front face of the building. I'm going to go ahead and turn the weather off so I can see. The difference is so high when you do that. And this would be the front face of, I guess, the 3rd floor. Or maybe there's secretly a 4th floor. I don't know. I don't really want to get too many floors going now. If I did that, then these could also have roofs like that, but then I have to have something out here. I don't know. I'd have to worry about all these if I do that in that direction. I don't know. So if that's the case, and I put that there, these are just box brushes, and all I did was just make a window thing like this. I just took one of the window panes and put it in there, but otherwise it's just that. There's nothing special about it. Oops, not all that. I want a box brush and the window. Yeah, see, that's all it is. Just but I'm gonna go ahead and borrow that so I can take it down somewhere else, I guess. Where does Poppet start? She like starts at the back of that, right? Is that? No. This is where that is. Okay, so she starts over here. So I can't show him a window to start with. Unless I redesign this to not be part of this area. Am I doing that? Oof, I don't know about that. She doesn't got to start by a window. So where's the first window outside going to be? Well, this is part of that, so I can't have a window there. I can have a door underneath here and do stuff if I want. That's true. Maybe that box brush looks a little weird. I have to put some other box brushes. I think this is like a giant box brush that I'm inside of, actually. When I made this room, I just was carving out sections of it. Which means I'd have to make another negative thing. Maybe put a door here or something that can only be opened later. Be an idea. Again, no real window, though. Where is the first point where you could actually have a window on this place? Probably over here. Yeah, I think I'm going to make this one of the edges of the building, almost certainly. So basically, if that's the case, then the building will be about this wide. Am I okay with that? I think so. That's pretty wide. Because it can also be really long, too. So it doesn't have to be... doesn't have to be super fat or anything. And I want the player to be able to make a beeline right over to losing the game if they want. No problem. Just go over and lose the game. Sure. I want to keep that in because it's funny. I definitely got a fun review of that where the person was upset that they lost the game immediately. I was like, yeah, you suck. Feels bad, man. Yeah. So I do want that. Let's go ahead and ungroup this thing. It actually just is completely off on the angle, I think. Yeah. I need to rotate the whole thing was the problem. Alright. Doesn't quite fit the window though. I need to fix that. Good old UE and its wonderful design tools. This was dumb. I should have just deleted one and migrated the other over. So they could all be the right height. That one's not far enough over. It's not going to be perfect. That's fine. If they're sitting there measuring the space between the windows, I made a bad game. Should probably rethink how I made my game. That's really how it is. Like, if we're really at that point where the difference between the windows is more exciting to them, yeah, I didn't do well. I did bad. Yeah. You're not gonna lie, that mechanic can get pretty tedious if you're just trying to design. Obviously, I'll have to reduce it. Well, I usually just turn it off for purposes of designing, but if I have to get through an area in a certain amount of time, I need to have it on too, so I don't know. Probably for designing windows, it's not very necessary. I'm just going to go ahead and increase the size of this. Mm-hmm. I grab a pre-made door. Yeah. Right there. I might not have grabbed the thing to go with the door. That could be a mistake. I don't think I did. That wall is fat. I don't think I did. Oh, it's got a group. Let me do this really fast here. Gotta ungroup it. I'm gonna be dragging these little lamps everywhere. I'll be generous with them early on. So many box brushes. I should probably do something about that. Nope, she's dying. The door's caught in the ground, so that's a gonna need a good fixing there, I'm sure. Did I disable the, I might have. There we go. That is such a thick wall. I don't think it needs to be quite that thick. I might shrink it a little. I'm just saying. Also, this room doesn't need to be this big either. I may split it up and put like a secret area up there. Well, not really secret, but an area you have to come back to. And just have a shorter and more hallway thing there where either it's telling them to turn back and I'll just line the walls with messages saying that this is a bad choice. Force them to, you know, walk down the hall of shame if they really want the bad ending that much. That's right. I'm going to shame the player. Yes. Yes, be shamed. So if that's the case and we're shaming the player, which now sounds hilarious to me. I know I need to get out more, but listen, I'm not going to, so just get that idea out of your head. Imagine going outside. That's weird. How big is the hallway of shame, really? That's pretty big. I don't want it to be like, you know, completely tight corridor. But I really want them to have time to regret their decision. And then I'm going to blockade off this area here. I mean, you know, you can make fun of being a tryhard in that game. I mean, they choose some super hard thing and you're like, oh, wow. Aren't we special? You're so good at this game already, huh? No. Basically, this is going to be my if you do what the curse wants path. You really just are going to be that guy, or that girl, I guess, in the case of Poppet. And I'm just saying, you know, it's like, yeah, if you want to go the right way. I may even light it really well, so this way they're almost tempted to go that way. I'm going to put these up on top of things or change it around, or I don't know. We'll see. So I'm probably going to want this one over here. That's right. They'll learn. Learn them good. I mean, I hope so. I would jump for joy if I get Markiplier to play my game. I need to add more horror elements just so Markiplier will play my game. And then someone can come back and like point out the stream saying, look, he literally did it intentionally so Markiplier would play it. Yeah, I would. I would totally do that. Are you kidding? I've seen some of the crap he plays. He'll play anything that says horror on it. He doesn't care. You need to only look at his horror game series and it's just like, man, that looks like it was made in 15 minutes. And plays like it was actually made in 5. But he can act surprised and jump scared, and like when because it has those, and that's all it takes. I'm like, oh, man. I actually considered having a thing where the ghosts like will prowl around periodically, and like, you know, it forces you to have to hide during that time. But I don't know, that really clashes with the Metroidvania thing. But it could be a horror Metroidvania. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I wish I could see a little better what's going on here. I don't want to make that... Oh, actually, I've already made that kind of short as is, so it doesn't even matter. I want to get the design of this entire, like, this block here done first. And then I can convert everything over into a static mesh so it'll load faster, and then I'll do the next section. Which I'm probably going to do this, and then I'm not sure. I want to make the building pretty square. Because, you know, most warehouse type things would be pretty square. And I moved all that other stuff onto a different map, as you saw when I loaded it earlier. Just so I don't have to deal with all that crap. And I haven't cared about anything sticking out of the ceiling, because you're not going to really go up there ever, so not a big problem there. I'm going to put a hole in that, so it doesn't matter. I do need to block that there, because I do not want the player in that area. I want them to have to come back to it. I don't know what I'm going to put in that room, though. That's so important. That's the thing. That's a... So working theory is the warehouse has presumably 5 levels, but only 3 of them are above ground. There's a basement and then a secret sub-basement. And all the bad stuff happens in the basement, and, you know, the top part is more of a front for those things. So, because his, you know, the toy maker's daughter, the ghost, you know, she's lives up here. He keeps all the really horrible things down there away from her, and she doesn't really go below. She doesn't go below the first floor ever. She won't go to the basement. Let alone the sub-basement. She will never go to the sub-basement. So you'll start at the 3rd floor and actually largely work your way down, but it's a Metroidvania, so you'll backtrack a lot because it's a Metroidvania, and if you aren't backtracking a Metroidvania, it's not a good Metroidvania. But I might cut it down to only like 2 floors above ground or something. I don't know, it depends on how big the floors are. If the floors turn out to be huge, like if I build it more vertically, there'll be 3 floors above ground. If I build it more, you know, horizontally, there'll be 2 floors above ground. I'm not sure. I find myself arguing on this one. So I'm letting art take the wheel. I'll just design it as I go. And because it's a Metroidvania, you don't have to rely that heavily on story. Like, you'll have story bits, but admittedly, the long hallway would make for, you know, fun jump scare areas. The only problem is enabling the player so much with like all these abilities that scaring them will be hard. But you already have the light mechanic, which already can, you know, I could jump scare them if they take too long in the darkness as well. I could just do that. It's instantly like a horror game at that point. But I'm not gonna lie, the fact that streamers can react to horror games has pushed this game more towards the horror than it was originally gonna be. Like it was just more off, you know. It was more macabre. It was like, you know, it was kind of like a Coraline level of off, not like a Silent Hill or anything, you know. Like, we're not doing crazy like that, but you know, just knowing that you'll get way more eyes on your game if you add more horror elements kind of makes me want to push it a little harder. I mean, there was originally a curse mechanic. It's just, well, they talked about it. There was no actual curse that in the RPG Maker game. Like, there was nothing that illustrated it. It just was. They talked about it, but that's boring. Don't ever just tell people something. Show them it. That's the secret. To show them what it is. We won't have this situation like happened in the people talking about the game. Actually, like one of the streamers who was, you know, just skipping by it because he didn't care. No, 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 no. I'm cutting out a lot of intro story. The way I'm going to do it now is I'm going to write things on the walls to tell you what to do. You don't have to listen to the walls. Like, you don't gotta. They're just walls. But, you know, I figure if someone writes instructions on the walls, maybe in blood or something, you maybe listen. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Why am I making these walls so thick? It doesn't need to be this thick. There's really no point. It's just if I want it this thick, it can be. But otherwise, like, eh. I know why this one's that thick, because I keep ramming things into it and I'm too lazy to try to, you know, get it perfect. That's true. I really am. I might put a door over here, but it's going to be locked. I need to set up a locking mechanism, and then, like, I was starting to build it and then I got sidetracked at something else. I'm not going to lie. It basically just needs to check if a player has a certain ability in the in one of the arrays, actually one of the map variables, that just says, yeah, you got this. And if they have it, then it just opens the door. And I sort of set it up. I started. Because you can click a door and it does actually have... Well, first you can set it to permanently open. And then if there's a key required, I started it. So... Okay, so they'll make you go all the way up here to this room. If you really have come this far. I'm going to blockade off the final area. Well, it's not... In one possible ending, actually one possible ending, that beyond that door would be the final area. If you went that way. Presumably there will be 3 non-crap endings. One that's the actual good ending. And it'll literally give you a choice at some point to decide between 2 people. And if you pick one of them, you will get one of the not as good endings. And if you manage to collect all the tarot cards, you can get unlock the actual good ending. And the final area. Like the last section. Basically the sub-basement. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it works out. Whatever happens, I'm keeping all the tarot cards to find the sub-basement. That part stays. Whether or not I have the whole side with the 2 different people for a different ending, we'll see how that works out. That's just like... That's so much extra work. But from a story perspective, it makes a lot of sense. Because I'll introduce 2 people who both want you to side with them. And both will seem sympathetic. And both aren't necessarily telling you the full truth. Well, actually, I guess that's wrong. One of them comes off as not being so great because they're just not really a very people person. The other person's clearly not telling you the full truth. That's okay. I will introduce lots of people. It might be hard to be pretty horror intensive if you have a lot of people to talk to, because I found that horror tends to be a very solitary experience. So if you're surrounded by people, it's kind of hard to be terrified unless those people are all cannibals or something trying to kill you, in which case it's obviously much worse. But I don't actually find those terrifying. Like, those are... Like, just the random slasher stuff just isn't really scary at all to me. I mean, if you don't believe a bunch of armed people with weapons charging at you is not really scary, just play God of War. I mean, how many times is a bunch of people just charging you with all these weapons? You have so much power, you don't care. Like, okay, well, I have this power, so, sucks for you. And do that, because I don't think I grabbed the door with it. So I definitely want... more of a creepy type of horror, I think, anyway. I always prefer those. One to get you thinking. Reminds me of a discussion I had with my younger brother once, and we were talking about it, and at my dad's place, he had this sliding glass door, and it just opened up onto this deck and everything like that. And we were out in the woods, so you know, that was there was the occasional random people's one. You never knew what you'd find out there, so it was just a thing. But after all these years, I think we were in our 20s at the time, and we both agreed that the scariest thing would actually be, you know, in the middle of the night, you just look up and there's just someone with their face just stuck against the door looking at you. Just against that sliding glass door, just looking at you. Didn't have to do anything else, just that's it. It'd be so startling. So, and then you realize it's all between you is some, you know, somewhat heavy-duty glass, but it's just glass. It's worth noting that where we lived also, it was about 40 minutes for the police to get there. So the police weren't coming. If there's a problem, the police aren't getting there in time. You better solve your own problem. They're not getting there. This is not happening. They are 2 towns away. Sure, with their lights on, they can maybe make the drive in, we'll be nice and say 30 minutes. That's a long time to run from the bad guy. Just saying. Yeah, it's pretty much, this is more social than I normally get. Not gonna lie. Actually sitting here and chatting about things. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We have a door there. I think I split this room into 2 different rooms. Or I can just have one giant room. One giant room? What am I going to do with it? I mean, this room isn't important. I'm not going to use this room until significantly later, so it's just going to be blockaded off. But right now, like I said, I want to get everything lined up where it's going to be in all the doors in place, so I could turn everything into the correct meshes. Oh, yeah. Southern Cali has plenty of bad people, and yeah, it's... You definitely have a greater number of bad people. They have a greater number of people in general. Up in Northern Cali, we don't have as many bad people. I mean, pretty much, yeah. But out in the woods, you know, the thing you wanted to encounter least was actually people. Because anyone wandering out in the woods, especially at night, by themselves, was up to no good. There's no reason to do this. It is super dangerous to wander the woods by yourself at night. I mean, it's not even the animals you got to worry about. Like, we're in the mountains, so, like, you could just fall off, like, into like a chasm or something like that. You know, they were there. They're all over the place. You could just end up falling down some hill and rolling off into a canyon. They were everywhere. Plus, literally, you had, I mean, like, it was like 100 miles in some directions of just forests. Like, it was just where it was. Like, it's just, we were on the edge of civilization kind of things. So you could just get lost forever. Sure, maybe you encounter a wild animal. I definitely encountered my fair share, but like I say, if you know what to do with them, they're not that bad. You're not worried about them. I mean, you got to respect them, but they're predictable. It's the people that are not predictable. Those you're worried about. I think I might put one door over here, just in case. Or I could just leave this wall and that wall not finished and do everything else so that they're a static mesh. Would increase the load times, which are getting kind of lousy. All these box brushes. But yeah, it was definitely something we made note about there. You had to be real careful with the people. So there were more than a few incidents with people out there that's just like, okay, well, yeah. The good news is I'm a pretty big guy, so you know, like usually one person, unless they're outright crazy, isn't gonna bother me. That doesn't mean people don't ever come after me. Usually it's a group of people, in which case my size is not enough to dissuade them. Also, if they're armed, my size is not enough to dissuade them usually either. You do get people with guns out there, but usually people with guns aren't the crazy ones. They were the smart ones who actually brought the gun. I'm the dumbass who didn't bring the gun. I don't own a gun, so, you know. I have considered it, though. I really have. But then I realized the simple truth. Pull a gun, you better be willing to use it. Because if you're not, you just made the situation a whole lot worse. If you are, well, you know. I mean, if they do something, you just shoot them, and that's that. But if you're one of those little coward people who's like, I'm not going to shoot them no matter what, blah, 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 and they go for the gun, well, then now you're fighting over a weapon that if they get it, you could just die. It's like, That was my explanation. My younger brother was saying, because he was more of a kid on the streets type of person, and he was just saying, yeah, you know, it's like you get a knife or something like that, but once you pull that knife, it becomes a completely different story. They could get that knife from you, in which case now you're in danger because of what you brought. I mean, you better be willing to use it, and even remember that just because you brought it doesn't mean you win. You know, it's if they don't have a knife, you know, maybe they just beat you up or something. But yeah. No, in the woods I usually would carry like just a really large walking stick. Basically, just, you know, a decently, almost like a staff weapon, effectively. Because what it really does is, if your opponent has a knife, you win. Unless they throw the knife and get a lucky thing, you win. And even then, one knife wound doesn't even usually kill you. You have incredible range. You can just hit it away from them. It's not that hard. But more importantly, you can keep animals at bay a lot easier, because if you have a knife, you don't want to get close to the animal. No. You encounter a mountain lion, I would much rather have like a big staff weapon to hit it with. Because if you get close enough to actually, you know, swing that knife at them, they're close enough to swing their claws and bite you as well. It's like, But a big stick to the head a few times is more than enough to make them go, oh wait. Even then, the thing about them is they actually care more about size. Like, the larger the target is, the more likely they won't attack. So a big weapon actually just feeds in that whole, you're too big and they don't want to pick a fight with you. It does not work with bears, by the way. Let me go ahead and say that. The opposite is true with bears, is not how it works. But, yeah, it's just like, okay, well, this works great. Even with people, if you have a big stick in your hands, a lot of people will give you a wide berth. And the other fun thing you do is you can actually pole vault across things. There's more than enough random creeks and stuff, especially when it's wet. So I used to do that. Not like Olympic pole vault. I'm not doing some run and going over some big thing. You're just going over, like, you know, 5-6 feet kind of thing. Just jump it along. Did a lot when I was a kid. Still do it now, too. I mean, I carry it with me. I'm not dumb. I don't walk around out there unarmed. That's just asking for trouble. I don't know why I didn't grab this door over here and move it over. Yeah, I think I'll just put one door over here just so I remember to do something with it, I guess. It can go into the center. It doesn't got to be across from the other door. But it is kind of a distraction. Like, you know, if it's locked, like, they can't go into it. I don't know. To go all the way through, at least. But honestly, it wasn't until I moved to the city that I had way more trouble with random people trying to hurt me than out in that woods. Like, they were out there, they were crazies, but in the city, I'm not usually walking around with any kind of protection at all. It's just like, I try to keep situational awareness on my side. And only go to areas that are hopefully safe. Which is why there are whole sections of this city that I'm in that I won't even go to anymore, because I've had problems in the past. It's just like, no thanks. You just gotta read the room kind of thing. It's like, oh, that way was really bad. I shouldn't go there. Oh, I had this little fort I was building over here. Remember that? It's so dark. That's the way out. I need a set of stairs for this. I've just remembered that. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely, when I was playing Ingress, which was basically the precursor to Pokemon Go, I saw so many crimes happen in front of me. It was crazy. It's just, I remember I got out of my car one day. It was the middle of the day. Like, we're talking, I'm going to go ahead and say 1 or 2 in the afternoon. It might have been 3, but, you know, it was summer. It was bright out. And, you know, the parking structure is the center of downtown. So it's like, you know, it's not like the best place because downtown's basically a dumpster fire, but it's not usually so bad at that time that you go, I don't want to be here. Maybe. I don't know. There are times when I don't want to be there, but maybe. And then, I get out of my car. I just walked just a little bit out of the main, you know, door where all the cars go into it. And some guy goes coming down from the second floor. He's going down the ramp, and some idiots jump out wearing clown masks right in front of it and throw things at the car. I don't know what they threw at the car. Didn't seem like it damaged the car. Didn't splatter on the car. Don't know what it was. But the main reason why I don't know what it was is no sooner had they done that than police stepped out from all over the place. It was a sting operation. I literally just parked and just walked out of this place with a sting operation. I was just like, alrighty then. I just kept walking because I wasn't involved. But I'm just like, huh, that happened. What a great game I'm playing here. That was just really funny. I'm just like, what in the world am I even looking at? I'm going to turn on this effect so I can explore a bit. Designing without that enabled is just God. I gotta make better Tinka. I mean, she's okay floating there with the little crappy sprites, but let me tell you, she's so much more glorious when she's not just floating as a crappy sprite. I just left her there because, you know, always fun to, you know, have a pleasant view as I walk by, even though she's, you know, not going to actually be just floating around out there. It's possible to get up here. I might make the ceilings a little bigger on this one. Yeah. So I have a hidden area here. I need some way to get back out of it. Originally I was going to have ghost form to get into here, but I don't know about that. Yeah, it was it was wild doing that. Like, I remember once. This is an awkward moment. Like, there was this when you're playing Ingress or Pokemon Go for that matter, they use the same locations. Ingress has more of them, but every single church is one of the portal points for that. And I go pulling into this one church. It's nighttime. I'm in my car. I don't intend on getting out of the church. I just need to park my car, get the little portal thing, because that game was all about going to different spaces. You couldn't sit anywhere for long. And then I'd be golden. I would just leave after doing the little portal hack thing and all that. That's all. And no sooner had I pulled in through one side, but then Highway Patrol pulls some guy over in the other entrance. So then I have this awkward situation where I'm sitting there, and he just pulled him over in the middle of the parking lot, and I have to, like, you know, after I'm done, drive my car slowly by them in the parking lot where no one else is, and it's like, okay, he's out of the car, he's reading this guy some things, and yeah, this isn't uncomfortable at all. Spoiler, it was uncomfortable. It was really uncomfortable. It was like, move quickly. He won't know. Just move. It's not the only time though. Like another time, middle of the day, I pulled into yet another church parking lot. Me and church is so lucky. And man, No sooner had I done that than I need to make these larger, don't I? Let me do this really fast. I was, there was no one in the parking lot. Instead of parking my car, I just left it in like one of the little side things like that, and I turned it off. Like I mean, it wasn't on or anything. I wasn't using my phone, was on, nothing like that. And I go do the hack thing like that, and then some car pulls up behind me. I don't even look at the car. I'm just like, oh, I'm in someone's way. Let me go ahead and move. So I go to do that, and I go to pull out. And no sooner had I pulled out there than I see cop lights go on right behind me. It was actually a cop car that had pulled up behind me in the church parking lot. And then, in the weirdest situation, I had to loop all the way back around this little streetway to go right back into the church parking lot. And then I told him all about Ingress, and because he was like, "Oh, you playing Pokemon Go?" I'm like, "No, it's Ingress." And he's like, "What's that?" And I tell him about it. Nice guy, and cops are cool. I like them. And he calls it in, and he's like, "I know somebody playing Pokemon Go," and I was like, "Really?" And he's like, "They wouldn't understand this anyway." And I'm like, "All right, you win." It was awkward. Middle of the day, just that car behind you is a cop car. How fun. None of these are bad situations. These are just the awkward situations that are just a lot of fun. And it's like, that happened. Why did that happen? Why didn't it happen? Why didn't it happen? Actually, I think I'm just gonna make these like 12. These are some big buckets. I realized how uncomfortable it was to run through this fort with the buckets as they were. And the ceiling being so low, it just... I remember I ended up switching teams in Ingress because my own team would never ever meet up with me. Like, I was literally going out to dinner and everything like that and hanging out with the other team because they welcomed me and were just happy to chat. And I'm like, you guys are so much cooler. I'm going to switch teams. So I do all that, and I'm at, like, the city park, Bidwell Park. It's one of the largest, I think it's in the top 10 largest city parks in the country. It's very nice. I mean, well, it used to be anyway. Now I've had more danger issues around there, like actual legitimate danger issues around that park than anywhere else. So I don't go there as often anymore, even during the day. But anyway, I'm all sitting there hacking a portal and seeing it's getting taken back, and I'm all trying to figure out where it's at because there's like a parking lot there, and I'm like, it's near this. I'm like, okay, well, this is a little weird. People keep taking it back. I can't find anyone. Whatever, I've hacked these as many times as I can, so I'm just going to the next area. So I go down to, okay, that was the thing that happened. I didn't like what I was doing anyway. I wonder when the last save was. I guess we're about to find out, huh? I'll be rebooting that. Yeah, I want to say maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles down the road, down the side where there is, in fact, another church. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go that one because I haven't ever been to that one, and I'm gonna go there and see what happens. And I go along there and just drive my car and like that, and I don't notice, but I've made a friend. I get there and I hack the thing, and then see that I start attacking to try to take it over, and I see it's being defended. I'm like, okay. It turns out these players were sitting in a white Hummer and had followed me the whole way over there. And it was this guy and his family. They're sitting across the street. I had parked in the church parking lot. And I waved at them. I was like, hey, let's go. And they looked at me like all angry. I was like, hey, well, So I'm all sitting there in the shade, just occasionally just attacking things so they can't leave. Because they're sitting there with running their air conditioning their car. It's the summer. This is terrible. It can't be comfortable. He's got his whole family in there. And he's all messaging all angrily on the global chat, and I'm like, okay. So I just ping it every once in a while just to make certain he's still there. Just drop a little explosive on it to try to take it over a little bit. And he keeps peeling. I'm like, okay, sit there. I'm all messaging people, just sitting in the shade, enjoying. It's a nice day. I don't care. And I keep him there, like occasionally pester for like half an hour, just in the middle of the day, whatever. I was enjoying myself. I don't care. Texting people. And He finally leaves, and I just use the thing that just auto takes it over. I was like, I could have done this at the very start. I could have just had it. I was just messing with him. I was like, I got this. Whatever. It's all fine. He did not like me, but I had never met anyone in real life. These are the same people who would like literally drive by me, you know, hacking all the various portals as they went by, and I would never see them. So I'm just like, I'm on the other team now, bitches. Then I moved up to the mountains again, and there was like nowhere to play. There was, I think, 11 points in the whole town, and it was 15 minutes later, you connected them all in the most, you know, insane way possible, and then you're just like, what am I gonna do? So that was not very enticing. We're gonna redo this because weird GPU error. I'm surprised the stream didn't crash, to be completely honest. It could have. I would have been like, okay, whatever. Is what it is. But trolling them was a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie. Even when I was like on their team, I would like join up to help the other people make these like giant portals so we could get better resources, because I mean they were so helpful. And when I switched teams like to the other side, like they one guy that actually helped me get to max level, well, the max level where you can use all the stuff in one day, and he was out there with me until 3 a.m. in the morning collecting experience, helping me out. I was like, man, what a hero. Spent a bunch of time in downtown that night. It was not a place I would have been that late had it not been having a friend there. That guy was great. Unfortunately, not everyone on my new team was great. There was one guy, I never met him in real life. Like I was only meeting up with him because other people on the team were like, yeah, he's cool. I'm like, okay, well, I know you're cool, so hey man, maybe he's cool too. Spoiler. He was not cool. No. So we meet up to play. He needs to like to get more experience, and we're gonna play in like the downtown area because I kid you not, in that general vicinity is over 300 portals that you can connect together and get a gross amount of experience. Like it's the best place in the entire city by far. Especially at night, where it's like the safest place in the city that you can get that many portals. There's some other places you could go that are not very safe. Like, you know, Bidwell Park is the nature center with, I think, like almost 100 portals around that area. And if you go there at night, you're asking to not go home at night. This is not a good plan. But anyway, they have a central plaza in downtown, right? And I used to just call it Bum Fight Club because literally the bums would fight there every night. Like it's just, that's what they would do. They would just fight there. And it was funny because literally across the street from said park is, well, from said plaza, not park, is a police station. Like literally, like straight up across the street, nowhere, right there. And they just let them fight. They don't care. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Whatever. So we're walking along, just doing that, and there's like, just near that little plaza, it's like 16 portals. There's so many portals in downtown. It's dumb. You don't have to walk any distance. It's beautiful. And things are going well. I'm chatting with him. He's the kind of rough and tumble druggy person that I would never have associated with in any way, shape, or form had he not come with some recommendations that maybe he's cool. Because normally when someone looks like they crawled out of a gutter with maybe a needle or two in their arms, I don't tend to associate with those people. It's just not a good plan. So I do that. I go hang out with him, do this thing, and things are going okay. We hang out, chatting. I mean, I can talk to anybody, so it's not that big of a deal. And things seem fine. Nothing's weird. And then I see a fight break out. It's a little more off to, like, not quite in the center of the area, more from one of the sidewalks. Dude runs off and just starts going wild in that fight. I'm like, what the just happened? So I turn the other way because I'm like, I'm not involved in this. I just walk back and continue playing. I'm like, I came here to play tonight. I never saw that guy again. Never. it's not what happened. He just runs and starts a fight. What was really funny was actually not long before that, a police officer had actually driven by on the street because, you know, it's like a city block. You know, we're just walking basically circles around this because it's just so much experience. And he stops, you know, there, and he looks over at that guy's face. He's about to get the car. Then he sees me, and I wave hi at him, like, you know, and he's like, "Oh, okay," he waves hi, and then he just drives off. He was gonna get out and go after that guy, but apparently, I look so friendly and non-dangerous that was enough to, you know, help this guy out. In reality, I actually apparently did it bad at that point because that dude probably would not have been fighting if, you know, the police officer had questioned him. What a great friend. But yeah, it was definitely a blunder. It was not a good person. But yeah, I never saw him again from that. It was just the one night. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing that happened. I don't know if I want this to stick out. If that sticks out, I think they can jump up there, and that is unacceptable. I'm building a bucket fort. You have to go through the bucket fort. It's important. Do not question my bucket fort. Or do. It's fine. You can press syndrome on it. This is the way out of the bucket fort. Nice workable window. Alright. Since I enlarged the buckets, let's see if I can still get through it. I kind of miss English just for the random stories. I mean, overall, almost every incident I witnessed was just witnessing a crime that I wasn't involved in. I could just saw how much crime was happening. And to say that I'd see, I want to say 1 to 2 crimes a week in playing, because I played a lot, was pretty normal. It's just how it would go, just crime after crime. This window's not visible. I need to note that. I need a way back out too, so I have to make that a thing. That's part way out right there. I put a little thing through it. That's good to know. I remember on that night when I wandered around till 3 a.m. with that guy, like, you know, helped me get to like max level or the level high enough to get all the stuff. The how we went on the Chico State campus with some boarders downtown. I live in the city of Chico. It's got like 100,000 people. I don't mind telling people that. I don't care. So, you know, Chico State's right there. And there's some things I didn't know about Chico State. But first of all, it's protected by the state police, who just drive their cars down the big, huge sidewalks there. Like, you know, and they don't worry about anywhere else. So weirdly enough, Chico State at night is actually safer than just about anywhere. Because it's not the city's crappy police that are doing it. It's the good police. But in every single nook and cranny on that campus was homeless people sleeping. They were everywhere. It was wild how many of them there were. It was everywhere. I think I'm missing the a negative box. Yeah, negative box. And I mean, it was like colonies of them. But what was really weird is there is, like, you have downtown, it's like police thing like that, and then you have Chico State, and they combine, and there's like a corner. In that corner is a church and a children's park. What no one told me was that children's park is in neither jurisdiction. Neither of them claim it. Which turns out that children's park is one of the most dangerous areas in the city. I had no idea. None. Nada. Zip. Which is why at 3 p.m. one day when I was playing Ingress, walking through said children's park, there's like an amphitheater. Like, it's like one side of the park has a creek with a bridge going across it. And there, by that creek, like, it goes, there's a hill going down to it, and there's like a little amphitheater there that you can, you know, hang out to. And there was a large number of rough-looking guys there. I did not get an exact number. It was a big crowd. Like, I mean, over 10. But in the situation, I wasn't paying much attention. I was playing Ingress, and, you know, parks tend to have portals, and I was just walking through doing things. And I was walking with my friend's girlfriend because we were waiting for him to meet us, and I was teaching her how to play the game. I was like, oh, cool. Well, thankfully, she has far more situational awareness than I do. I mean, I have pretty good situational awareness, but I was caught up in the game, and I admit it. I just... My bad. Yeah, my bad. And for whatever reason, they all just get up and start coming towards us. We're in the middle of the park, too. There's just nothing, no reason. We weren't doing anything. We didn't talk to them. I was just playing on the phone, just doing that. And then they all start coming after us. And like she points at them, and then we just go, I look at it, and we just book it out of there. We just like run the other towards the road. And they start jetting after us. Like, I don't know. They didn't say anything. They just started yelling. They didn't yell anything. They just chased after us. We get to the road, and they stop. But then one of their members proceeds to follow us as we walk down the road. And he's like, I'm going to go ahead and say 20 to 30 yards away at most. And he's just walking along, just mirroring our path, just keeping an eye on us until we get out of sight of that park, and then he breaks off. To this day, I have no idea what set these people off. I don't know exactly what they wanted. All I have to say is, I have never again gone to that children's park. That was the middle of the day. That place at night was like, oh God. Place at night is just, no, do it to yourself. Stay away. You know what was really terrible afterwards? I mentioned this story to my brothers, and they're like, oh yeah, that place is super dangerous. Why'd you go in there? And I'm like, nobody told me it was dangerous. It's a children's park. In the first portion of the park, I saw people playing with their kids. I thought it was safe. What the hell? It was awkward. It was so awkward. So yeah, the children's park totally safe. I can't believe I mean, it's not safe. It's terrible. Both of my brothers are significantly more streetwise than I am. They both were much more rough and tumble, get into bad situations types of kids, and I was not. I need magician equipped. Aha! Can't reopen it though. You know, with panty shots at that point, not the... Okay, this window sucks. It must be hitting something, I don't know. It's also skewed to the side there because you can see through it. Yeah, it was definitely funny. I was like, oh, thanks guys. So glad everyone told me this place is awful. I actually just avoid downtown entirely now at this point, and I've hit that point where I just know better. I've had 4 different incidents, 2 at night and 2 during the day. Actually, to be fair, they were all within about a mile of Lower Bidwell Park, which is also near downtown. Like the end of it ends at downtown. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't like going down there very much anymore. It's just I've hit that point of, I don't think it's a good call. I think that I'm gonna have problems if I go there, so I just don't. I just would prefer not to. It's just better to not do that. Somehow I missed this when I did the others. Yui is so cool. Just look at the crazy things you can do. I'm gonna rotate this around though, so it looks like the little handles there, so they know they can open it. It's just a little bit off. It's so irritating. Okay, well, I don't want it that 0.1 degree off. It'll annoy me. If I want to get it more of a fine-tuned thing, I can actually just individually change these numbers and not do what I'm doing here, but I'm doing what I'm doing here because that's what I'm doing. There's actually a frame around this. What? Is there? Is this a group? No, it's not. There's just nothing around it. It's just, it's a nothing burger. Cool. Dun, 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 dun. A little bit more. Not what I'm aiming for. What just happened? Oh, it's making it wider because it's like it's grabbing the green. Nice, nice, nice. That's not quite what we're aiming for here. Guys. Wider is better. I got nothing. So the green one's the one I gotta change. Well, we'll do it this way. 5.3. Undo that. 5.3. See through it now? Maybe? Looks a little better. It's easier to see when you're actually playing as Poppet, not actually hating your life with trying to see it through there. Yeah, it's not bad. Turn the magician equipped. You get thick Poppet? Yeah. I mean, she really is actually, you know, got the hourglass figure and all that. It's just, we don't make them ugly. She's still a doll, though, so at some point, you know, what are you going to do? They can only be so attractive as a doll. Oh, wait, there's a hole? What? What? Why is there a hole? No. No hole. Bad. What am I looking at? Where am I looking at? I'm not working on that section yet anyway, whatever. I guess I do want to... Oh, never mind, it's right there. Sure. I remember one time I was like, speaking of that awful park, right near the entrance to the said park, there's, it was the middle of the day. I had just gotten done with lunch, but I don't eat lunch early. We're going to go ahead and say probably around 1, but it could have been like much as an hour in either direction. I don't know. I didn't really pay too much attention to that at that time. I was back in my previous, with my previous business where I had a lot more free time. And I was in that wear nice things, and I think I even had the latest iPhone at the time, but it was one of the earliest iPhones. This is quite a bit of time back. I'm not stupid enough to go back anymore. And I'm all just walking along looking at that, you know, just nice day in the park, thinking there's lots of people here, it's all good. I'm not even no care in the world, because why would I have care in the world? It's the middle of the day, this park's crowded. Well, maybe not this stretch right near the entrance as people are walking in, you know, maybe a few less people, but I go and go to, you know, enter it. I might want to put a hole in this here, maybe. I go to enter it, and I'm just walking, looking at my phone, kind of, not even looking at the phone that much, I'm just kind of walking. And a bunch of, you know, teenagers kind of start moving up around me. Like, you know, they're probably in the, I'm going to go ahead and say 15 to 17 range. I didn't get a good look at all of them, because in those situations, you really aren't looking at all of them. And, there's a large group. Enough that they could surround me, enough that they were just kind of following. They start asking questions like, I got money, what you doing? How you doing? Like that. Just trying to get conversation. Clearly they were trying to get me to, you know, stop and talk to them so they could surround me. And I kept them talking, because if there's one thing I can do is talk a lot. I know, surprise, surprise, right? And, well, they keep trying harder and harder to get around me. Some of them are on bikes, but it's not enough to really blockade me, as I'm just kind of moving along, just keeping them chatting, because that's my goal here at this point. I'm like, I know what you guys are trying for. I've seen this before. Again, I'm big enough that one person doesn't attack me. It's always a group. Like, you're a brave guy if you just come up to me by yourself. I mean, if you're well trained and armed, sure, but if you're not, you're a brave guy. And I think they were pretty frustrated because I kept them walking for, how far is it? At least 100 feet, probably more than that, honestly. So I walk fast and make it real hard on them, and a lot of them weren't on bikes. They're just kind of trying to get around me, but they couldn't do it. And eventually, they realized that they had gotten to a point where there were other people around. And then they all immediately broke off, and I never saw them again. I wonder what their intentions were. They were probably only pure, right? I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and assume probably not. But I couldn't really turn around and look behind me to see how many were behind me, because if you do that, what that means is that, you know, you give them time to surround you. And, you know, you might think, they're just teens. Listen, man, if there's like 10 kids and any of them have any weapons, I don't care if you're an adult and you're like big, you still have a problem on your hands. I think I'm gonna put holes in things because I just like having holes in stuff. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I could actually give her hamster tunnels. Oh, I'm gonna make hamster tunnels now. That sounds awesome. Do you travel places in the hamster tunnel? Oh, I need to blockade this. That's right. Oh, yeah. I don't like kids at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm the kind of person that would protect, you know, an innocent, but these were not innocents. My interest in protecting them is non-existent. Yeah, this just sticks in the wall. I don't care about that at all. I don't like how that sticks out, though. It's ruining my perfect little world here. Fortunately, I don't think there's going to be any easy way around that. I should actually just have a material that is the moon material, in all honesty. I could also just put the little tarot cards places so people have an idea what to use there. Because you got to give them clues of what to do, or it's not the best. I have to create one, that's right. I had to think about how this worked in case I made it once and then forgot. Let's make one for the moon. The moon. Create decal is... I think I create a material, and that's how you make a decal. Oops. I definitely think the scariest, the ones with the children's park incident. That was clearly the bad time. That was the other ones. Many of the problems I've had there have always been. I can easily have, you know, just maneuver my way out of it. I don't know. One time, like, two guys just, you know, were walking down one side of the street and they yelled at me if I want to get fucked up and just started chasing after me. And I was like, what the? Unfortunately, I remember that one was, I guess it was nighttime. Once again, within about a mile of that park. And they were so drunk. They were like, there was like a line of cars that they were parked inside like that, and they were on the sidewalk over there, and they saw me, they were charging, but they tripped and fell over the cars, giving me more than enough time to jump into my car, which wasn't that incredibly far away, and then drive off. If they had been sober, they could have got me. There's no way. Two big guys with, you know, surprise on their side. I don't know why they yelled that. They hadn't yelled anything. They just could have come over like that. I was like, man, awkward. Should watch those cars, guys. Just saying. See if I can make a decal here. I might have forgot. Okay, it's decals I'm trying to move to. Smart. And then I think you change it in here. Deferred decal. I'm gonna look at the other one. This is me trying to remember how this works. Oh, okay. See a texture sample. And it's just the card. And I just need to connect it. And translucent is the other thing I need to make the change. And alpha goes to opacity, right? I think that's it. That's the only change I had to make. Oh, you have to... Never mind, this add thing was something I added in later. I think that's all I need. No. That is not quite what I want. Huh. Let me check something real fast here. I clearly already succeeded once, and that's this. It's a decal actor. Car decal. Oh, it's just using the texture there. Huh. Now I'm all confused. I'm gonna copy the other one over here, see if I can solve this mystery now. Because now I'm all confused. And we're just gonna put the tarot cards everywhere so they could go, okay, well, this is how this works. Okay, this is how this works. When I want you to copy paste, I intend you to actually copy paste. You know what I'm saying? Is there no copy option? That makes no sense. That doesn't make sense at all. There's no duplicate. Oh, there's duplicate there. Let's do that. That'll work. We'll do this one here, and then I'm hoping this works a little better. Because now I can actually change this one thing here. Oh, never mind. Gotta be decal. Gotta be translucent. But I'm hoping this it's already done. Aww. So for some reason that one does that and this one does... Actually, that one worked too now. Why didn't it work earlier? Huh. Also, why is this one giant? No, that's not what you can add the texture to box brushes. In case I want my very own, you know, wall scrolls here of the tarot cards. Put it on one of the carpets. It bugs me that this one doesn't... They did something weird on it. Oh. Actually, I didn't connect the alpha. Oh, I see. If I don't connect the alpha, then it does the little... it has the black around it still. Okay. I connect the alpha real fast and drag it out. That one works perfect. This one doesn't. It doesn't want to be a decal. I'm so puzzled. For decal translucent, I mean, it must just be the material that it was based off of, I guess. Yeah, I guess the material is based off of just, Huh. Now I know, make a copy of the material. But I didn't do that with this one, with the chariot. Oh man, that chariot doesn't work right. No, I did. I made a decal right here. Huh. Okay. That one's like that, and this one's like this. Oh, I know why it's like that. Because I specifically cut this one out. Because I was having problems with it last time. Huh. I now feel infinitely wiser than I did. The IR smart scenario. Alright. I was just deleting something there, and it's like, if you want to make this, I'm like, no, don't do that. Okay. Oh, don't move a texture. Not quite what I was aiming for, but thanks for that, I guess. Sure. I don't want to apply it. I just want it to be a decal. I guess you can't decal into a box without having to drag it. That's probably it, right? I do this, and then I can drag it. I definitely intend to show them a little bit of what's there. Be like, there's one right here. You'll be like, okay. And maybe they just are too stupid. And, listen, man, if I put an instruction on the ground and you can't figure it out, it's fine. You don't need to figure it out. It's all good. You don't want it to be too far off the ground because what'll happen is it'll appear on our feet. You can decal onto Poppet if you want. It does work. See, she's got part of the decal on her because it's a little too high. I love that you can just put things on the walls in this. Just make things like that all you want. I'm going to put all kinds of crap all over the walls. Make it look really cool. But first I need a layout that makes sense. Depending on how far I want to go with this, do I actually just have a hamster tunnel here, or do I have something that you could reach from here? Or is it just an easy way out? Not gonna lie, hamster tunnels are a lot of fun. Ugh. Oh, I feel like my caffeine stream is running dangerously low. I need more caffeine in me. What's going on out here? Hamster thingy, maybe. Looks like it seals to the wall. That's good. Now this room's way exciting. It's got a bucket for it, and it's got this weird thing here that I got to put all kinds of stuff holding it up now. That you be able to run around. I need to bend that back there, it looks like. I need to remember that I can have more weird, precarious, like, you know, pathways and stuff. Like, I don't actually have to have everything be so square. Like, I could have a negative box here that just blocks this off too, so like it's like even more messed up. I haven't done a lot of level design for 3D games, so, you know, I'm just going, huh. And that's why I did the testing to see what levels played out the best when I made some random joke levels. Because that led to, oh yeah, I was able to put a painting of Charlotte here, just for funsies. Or I guess it'd be a photo, not really a painting, even though it is on an easel. I don't know why this is there. But yeah, I made a regular room with, like, you know, things like that, and I thought, well, maybe it's just to sneak around behind some things, and even included, you know, the occasional secret little tiny pathway through here, just so you could kind of avoid those people like that and sneak around things. But then I realized that it's not that fun, I guess. I mean, I guess in these rooms I could make it more normal, and then I could have, like, you know, you have to hide from, you know, the ghost. That'd be something. I don't know, I was thinking about what to do with it. I'll let the magician out. But the other thing to note is a ghost wouldn't care about random crap everywhere either. She'd just float right on through it. So, does it need to look like it's a living space? Would she make the space look like it was, you know, like she would have when she was alive? Is that a thing? Or would, you know, her father do it for her? Because it's not like she's moving things, she's a ghost. Huh. These are questions that I must ask in designing a level. I don't know. I really don't. Huh. I would think tonight's master plan was mostly to make those things there and then to try to design these levels so that they're more open, I guess. Or actually just design this room, I think. I gotta kind of force players down corridors, though. Like, they can have more than one choice. I just don't want them to be able to completely avoid things without actually, you know, just not interacting with them. Like, they need to force them into places where there's fights and things. It's possible I should block this bucket thing off. And then force them to have to enter the bucket from here. That might be a good idea, actually. Hmm. 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 Maybe. So I do that and block it off, and then they're forced into the bucket for it, and then I can hide something back here too, for that matter. I do like secrets. I do plan on putting way too many secrets. Then I can have a combat right here in this spot. Yeah. What do we got here? What do we got? This is going to be my default drag it everywhere thing until I get a better idea of what I want to do. It's not far enough to the side. It is now. That's why I made this fencing thing. I wanted to lock the player in place if I could. I can't decide if I want to give him a heal ability. If you have a heal ability, the problem is there's no that hair. Look, she has a beard now. She's a pilgrim. That hair is so funny. It does weird things. Yeah, it takes away a lot of the suspense if you can just, every time no one's around, you can just heal back up. So I could have droppables, like, you know, that actually heal her, which would be force her out to fight, put more pressure on her, or on the player. I also need to make a dodge too. Like I had the other dodge, but the one where you can like teleport, but that's like too powerful. If I give that too early, oh, what do I equip it? Oh, never mind. It's just. Needs a bunch of her stamina. I guess I call it spirit, but whatever. Stamina, spirit. Anyway, same thing. Problem is you can do it in the air. So it's like, I put a pretty hefty limit on it though, so she couldn't just spam it, because she could just fly across things without that. But the problem is you get somewhere high up and you just go and start teleporting to places you shouldn't be, and it's like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that one. I don't know at all. I'm gonna adjust my desk real fast. I'd say all in all, I like how this is turning out. It's much more of what I originally envisioned when I was making the crappy RPG Maker game. The whole ability to kind of wander amongst the crap. Have like a whole little sub-city of just weird things going on. Because there's some kind of wonder, like, you know, being able to wander through these things from the tiny perspective that you don't get normally. So that does make me excited. I don't need these here. It was funny to hit them with a car well, don't delete that. Hit them with a car periodically, but I do plan on doing a Mario Kart thing. It's going to be a cheap knockoff. It won't be as good as real Mario Kart. Nice. But what I think I can do is I can just have the AI follow like the spline points. And then have it check to see if it's past certain points. And once it passes one of those, it adds to like a number. When that number hits like high enough, what it'll do is it'll say it's basically been a lap. And then it resets the counter. And it sets a second counter that gets like, +1. And if it reaches, say, like 3 or something on the second counter, then, it wins. And then if it gets knocked off course in any way, shape, or form, it just sits there and tries to go back to that spline point, the next spline point in the list. Then I can just have, various abilities that can be used. Which means I'll have to set up so the car can use those abilities too. Because the way I have it set up right now is the player possesses the car. So you're not really playing as Poppet anymore, playing as the car. So the car has its own separate variables and everything like that too. Because otherwise you don't get to use the crazy physics that Epic's already made for you for the car. I might as well let them do this stuff. But it causes problems because now the car is considered attached to her, so let's see this weird thing here. There's got to be a better way to do this so this doesn't happen, but if you do the size map for her, currently Poppet's size map for the actual, blueprint is 1.4 gigs. Not for her, character model. Which is currently pretty huge, actually. I wonder why it's so huge. I'll figure it out. There's some things you can do to reduce it again. It shouldn't be that big, though. It's weirdly bigger than before. Anyway, the car counts as 254.9 megabytes. That has to be perpetually loaded whenever she's loaded. Because her blueprint references the car blueprint. So if you do that, then it ought to, every time, it has to load. If it loads her, it has to load everything she references. So I don't know about that. It seems like a terrible plan. But the thing to remember is the player is always going to be the most complicated blueprint of all of them. It's just how it is. It has all the abilities, has all the logic. It's basically the game. But one of the things I could do is I could just spawn the car on the start of the level and then have it try to find the car. I don't think that works. I think there's still, you have to reference the car somehow. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but just something to note. All right, let's pile crap up so we can put these on top of here. Nice. It's the best chair ever. You want to sit in this chair, right? It's perfect. Poppet needs a sit animation. I mean, to be fair, this is kind of like a little park bench for her. Weird as that is, it's actually like a little park bench. Poppet's now homeless. She lives on a bench. She technically has a home. She has the boxes. She lives in the little boxes. Which reminds me, I was going to put a save point. Because I feel like the player by this point has already been playing for probably about 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know, it depends how long it takes them to go through the little puzzles over there. Maybe not super long. So I might be more generous with the save thingies here. I could put it right before she goes. Well, if she goes through the painting, there's a save point in there instead. But there might not be. Let's make certain this doesn't hit the wall. Got the little dancing head there, very important. I'm also going to put collectibles in here that appear as Poppet, finds them in the game. In her little home. I don't know if they'll do anything. Maybe they'll just have some messages or something. Just some other random collectibles. I decided it'd be kind of cool because the box is just a blueprint that spawns, so the collectibles would always be in every one of the boxes. Some of these things I can't use because the doors don't open on them. They're not like this thing here I can't use. Because I'm establishing that you can open all the drawers and, cupboards and things. And these things, well, I guess this doesn't have any particular opening looking thing on it. Some of them do. And it's like, I don't have any way to really adjust that. Like one of these ones here, I don't have any way to open that. It's a solid object. So, well, kind of solid. You see one side. So it made a lot of these less useful when I realized that was something I wanted to do. Wait a minute. I thought there was a way to do cloth on these things. That'd be kind of cool if there was like, curtains that you could run through and it was like it moved them because of the cloth. I might need to look that up in the future. That seems like something that could be kind of sweet. Because on the skeletal mesh, it's really easy. Bring up a skeletal mesh. Ultimate Poppet skeletal mesh. There you go. Perfect. I don't have any here, but these you just have clothing. You just plus clothing data, or you can right click on something and select. Here it is, clothing there. But I could add clothing data to this, and then I can make it move. But I would have to remake these as like a skeletal mesh, as far as I know, unless there's a way to do it with those. But skeletal meshes are lame because then you got to sit there and do all this crap to try to set them up so that they have the collision. Is so her hair doesn't go above her head. I was like, this is how I'll have a hat. I'm gonna make it larger too while I'm here, actually. Can't be too large because then she can hit things with it, but at the same time her hat is pretty big, so I'm hoping that this causes her hair to not go through her hat. It kind of works. Actually, it's working a lot better now. It seems to hit the bottom of her thing. Some of it still kind of sticks through, it looks like, a little bit, though. No, that's just I guess that's not a hair, that's just like an actual glare or something. Interesting. Okay, that's not too bad. I had to get more controlled on her face, though, so I need to basically blockade her face so it doesn't do that. It's worth it. A woman's hair is very important. Anyone who says different has never watched one of them go to the, salon before. Where it's world-ending to them if for some reason things don't go their way. Yeah, I've seen it. I've dated women like that. I get it. Fix that. Should have just put the lock on, and no, I didn't. Dumb. Alright, so how are we going to have them get over there? I could have a hamster tunnel all the way over there, which would be pretty funny. but probably unnecessary. That's kind of a long way to go with a hamster tunnel. I do kind of want to do a hamster tunnel type of setup, though. They'd be like pipes. Oh yeah, barbers are better. I just go with the barber. I'm cheap and I don't, as long as they don't shave it off or turn it a funny color, I usually don't care. I just say, yeah, make it look respectable, and that's good enough for me. Alright, so I have these pipes, right? But they're solid, I think. If I could do this and do like splines to make a tunnel, that'd be awesome. But I don't know if you can do this. Maybe if they actually had a way to make it go hollow or not. This is just made by somebody, so I don't actually know. They make it old looking. Fade out the texture, it looks terrible. Huh, interesting. You have a glass tunnel, but again, I don't think you can go through this glass tunnel. Guess I could test it. Hmm. I know how to make one if it's not going to be like that. I just want to do it this way. If I can, you know, cheat my way and not do any extra work, it's pretty good. But I think it's hard. Yeah. It doesn't look like there's an answer for that one in that. Oh well, it was worth a look. So, the way you do this, if you really want, is to just do geometry. Your cylinder. I like 60 sides on average, I think. That's where it's round enough. Like, it doesn't gotta be too crazy. So we do this. Grab a mesh for this. Actually, these things tile here very well, so I might just use one of them if there's something easy. Stained metal, that could work. All adjacent surfaces. Drag stained metal over. We'll do 10 to 10 just to make it have a little detail. Where is it going and why? I think is my question right now. Like, I can make this and it's cool, but where are we going with it? Is there like a tiny little room over here that you can go through? There you can reach. Is it just attached to the ceiling, or is it go somewhere else? Well, I can't go through that without doing something special to pull that off, because those are spline mesh thingies, which I'm going to stop using the spline mesh things. I don't think it's a very good plan. I don't think. It's just... I think the box brushes are just better. This is a whole bunch of little meshes, and it's a lot of them, but I guess it's the same one over and over. But it seems like a lot of objects to run, whereas this is not. I don't want to run this over the top of this because I'm going to be jumping through here. So jumping through here means that it's going to be a little awkward if it's just like right up here. Just at this level, you just bonk it as you're going through. That's terrible. If I want to go totally weird, I could literally just have to run through the pipe to get over to the next room. Have a locked door. That feeds into the whole belief that it's like, you know, the right way to go. Which is kind of dirty. This has to move back some so it actually blocks that. Anyway, I'll think about that. But what I'm going to do now is make a copy of this. On, copy. Cool. We can just slide them out. Actually, wait a second. I remember in this here was a thing to hold up pipes. More stuff that doesn't actually move, so it's like, like there's these pipes here, but they're just blocked. You can't do anything with them. Because for some reason, people making pipes that you could actually go through, or like, you know, that something could pass through, is just too good for them. They're always solid, with the exception of this little connector thing. You can make pipes out of that, I guess. That's not solid either, but everything else is just solid. What do they call it? It's like a pipe holder. Pipes were here. So let me get another one of these real fast here. Okay, that's weird. Why is this not saved? Evolve? Weird. Copy it. I'm going to convert some of these into static meshes. It's starting to get pretty bad on the loads here. Oh, that's right over the top of that. No, this way's better. I could put a block in there to stop you from going to a later level, but this could also be a way to get to a later level. Or to get down to one of the lower levels. How would you get back up, though? Let's say you jump down a pipe into a lower level. Cool. But, okay. Like, I mean, I'm going to try that first. I don't have enough alternate ways you can go. I have like small areas that are blocked off, but come on. Of course, the problem is the floor is not a box brush anymore, so I can't go through it yet. I'll have to redo the floor in order to have that, if it's a thing. Right? I'm gonna get rid of some of these box brushes after this. I really am. This is getting a little ridiculous. Yeah, that one still got that there. That's all I wanted to know. Oops. I'm gonna leave the actual place it goes to until later. Oops. Why does this not cut through that? I'll just make another one real fast. Then it'll probably cut through it. Let's make my computer strain a little harder, you know? Just for funsies. So many box brushes. And cylinder brushes. Just geometry in general. Come on. Come on. You can even jump out. Yay, and land on your box. Neat. Make certain it works. I thought I clicked play, but I guess not. But that thing has collision, fair enough. So I'll add more area later, but I don't know where it's going yet, so it's just here. Plus it's a way down, so you don't have to go all the way back around unless you want to. I think I'm pretty happy with a lot of these, though. I'm probably going to convert them over just so I don't have to deal with the loading. It's obviously getting a little ridiculous. Do this and what am I even gonna call it? I haven't named the room yet. I need a name for the room. Could always call it like just a bucket fort thing. I guess I'll just name. I don't have a good descriptive name for this. I don't know what to call it. But you'll see the speed go way up because it once you do that and I save it, you can see it can now just be moved like that. Before, like when you try to move one of these meshes, it takes forever. Like this one. See how it takes all that time? A long time now because there's so many of these things going on. Which is why you need to not put so many of these out at the same time. Gotta convert them to static meshes when you can. I'm pretty fine with these, so sure. putting everything I made in my own separate little thing here, so this way I don't have to try to find it later. Or I don't accidentally delete it when I have to reinstall a package or something. In case something happens. You never know. Environment, this is a floor, I guess. Bucket, port, room. Oof. You'll see the game vastly increase in speed as I do this. There's so many. The whole area is just about made out of this, except for the floor and the ceiling. But it's pretty bad. I'm gonna, copy paste that so I don't have to do it again. Type wall. Even less jerky now with just a few of them gone. It's wild how much just a few of these makes all the difference in the world. Just got to remember to grab the other one that you want to merge with it, so... Not that one. Oh god. Should have saved. Grab that one. Grab this one. Actually, let me do this really fast. Let's make certain it's actually got all the adjacent surfaces before I merge them. And that they aren't scaled funny. Oh. Sometimes it gets a little feisty and tries to change things. Ooh. I had the occasional extra person pop in here, but all in all, I don't think my thumbnail is very good tonight. Need to make a better one next time. Or be more consistent with my streaming in general, with when I do it, what time of day. God, that should speed this room up so much. There's so many of these stupid little mesh thingies that are still not up to snuff. I might add something more to those, so I don't think I want to change them yet. Probably gonna. That's not even a. These are splines. These suck. What seems like it's pretty finalized. Well, not that. Again, the spline walls, they're very hard to get the spline walls to look perfect, whereas the other ones already look good. So it's like, one of these makes more sense than the others. I'm not sure what to do with these big ones here. This is all part of that. I can do the exterior wall. I don't plan on making it any longer, and if I do, I can always just do another wall. Oh, actually. Toy Factory is whimsy wonders. Or 3 wall 1. I'll do that. Sorry, exterior wall. Quite the mouthful. Oh wait, I can't do that. I gotta add windows. Undo. What design are we workshopping? I didn't even look over at the chat. What did I miss? What was this in response to? I should check more often in the chat. Those are too high. The roof is right there. Lagga. Oh, box brushes, you take forever. I wish these walls were all broken up so I didn't have to do the entire sidewall first. Nail the every exterior wall. Oh, are you talking about the thumbnail that we're shopping the design? Yeah. A lot of it just comes down to it needs to be something that's eye-catching, and you have to be able to shrink it down to tiny size and still be eye-catching because people statistically are on their phones. So a big thumbnail is not that great. And a lot of times I don't really plan in advance. I just take a picture of whatever I'm working on. And it's not always that exciting. Sometimes it is, but not always. Oh my gosh, these box brushes take forever. We have quite a few of them now. Yeah, any ideas are always good. Depending upon the time of day might also matter too. I mean, historically, right around now and for the next 2 hours, I would get like nobody looking at the stream. So it's actually one of the worst times to stream. Early on in the evening, okay, I guess, but so many people are just asleep at this time that you're looking at people from other countries and they don't always speak English, so fighting for low traffic. Which is fine, I guess, but it's not desirable. I'm fine with this floor thing, I think. I'll just double check and make certain it's all good to go. It's not. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I definitely don't put a lot of time and effort into it, and that's a mistake because the thumbnail really is just what matters. Also, just being consistent would make a big difference too. Not gonna lie, it would probably help. I should probably make a few good thumbnails, and then that'd be it. Just not really make a bunch of ones because they're just gonna be for these streams. So I could probably recycle them a few times. I don't think anyone would really care. Maybe not. I also need to like plan in advance of doing things, try to make it more interesting. I can do all those things, and in reality, I just wanted to work on my game and chat with people. I'm not a very good YouTuber. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Just not. Everyone's like, I gotta get all these people, I gotta do all these special things. I'm like, I just wanted to play with my dolls. What the hell, man? I'm not capitalizing on this. Pocket fort. 4. I need it like bucket fort area or something? I don't remember. I'm looking it up on the other thing real quick. Oh no, I forgot to click something. Ugh. I'll probably go like another 15 minutes or so, and then I'll end up logging off this anyway. My headphones are dying anyway, so. Hearing it scream battery low in my ears over and over is kind of annoying. Okay, I need to actually get this and this. Come on. Come on, select it. Come on. And this. And this. Yeah, I appreciate the random ideas. Come up with something. If you got some ideas, I'm down. Just, I don't know. Really? Delete that extra asset there. Now that's not selected, but let me go ahead and fix that. Static mesh. take the earbud out of my ear that keeps saying battery low because one of them's running out of power before the other. Oh. I'm gonna need a lot more than just those. Actually, I only need these two. I don't know why I was clicking those. I don't need those. Undo. Delete. I just need these two. I have to tell it's getting later in the evening for me. Keep making a lot of random easy mistakes. I worked on this a lot today because I was messing with the menu stuff, which has got to be the boringest thing. I figure on stream I'm just going to sit there and design, like, you know, areas, do graphical types of things, which got to be more interesting to look at than the other stuff, which is just not that interesting. Code's just, it's not designed for people to look at. It's really not. It's really boring. Even I don't want to watch someone code most of the time. Wait, did I actually click that? It says that two of them selected, so maybe. Undo this here. I do find the streams get a few more views like early on in the day. Like really around the like 5 or 6 here is when the 5 or 6 a.m. here is like when I see it really pick up, probably because you got the East Coast people. I think the last one only had maybe like 18 people watch it, but then had like 31 total views afterwards. It's, again, not real numbers really, but or people click on it. So of course, the thing about this is like, you know, if you're streaming, it's only interesting when the person's doing it. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point? Am I gonna keep these or not? I don't know. Maybe. Also, this area, am I keeping all this crap? I think I am. Does it need to be slanted like that? I guess if it's slanted like this, there's a place you can go behind here, which is kind of neat. I want lots of nooks and crannies, so people can find things. Although the window thing breaks so easy. It's not window, her painting thing. It's just not very good. I need to change it up. Oof. I'll put decals and things in the walls like that. I got a block up down here so they can't just run underneath here because that's not fun. I want them to go up in my little contraptions and jump around. And run out to here to find all this crap. I'll have to carry the cube up here in order to not die. I don't know what I'm doing with the next room at all. This is a box brush. Huh. Spatially loaded world partitions. I can't figure out how that works. I don't actually understand yet. I have some vague idea, but it didn't work out when I tested it, so clearly my idea was wrong. Guess I could have a thing for ramps or something too, just to kind of break it up a little more. I still haven't piled any crap underneath these. That was the original plan. Like an hour ago. Oh, look at how much faster that one happened. Yeah. It's probably because like I've gotten rid of a whole bunch of them, so it's going to be significantly faster. I can't go farther down. There are definitely some little issues with Unreal Engine, like in how it little glitches I've found that are just kind of annoying, but they don't ruin anything. They're just annoying. And one of them is if you have too many things that are actually expanded, you can't scroll all the way down through it. So you got to shrink them back down. I don't know why it does that. It's just, every version I've seen has this problem. They've never fixed it, so maybe they don't think it's a problem. Maybe they don't care. I don't know. I mean, they use this engine to build, you know, their own games, which mostly is just Fortnite. Of course, then they have Unreal Engine for Fortnite, so I mean, okay, maybe you don't need that. I guess it doesn't matter if this intersects or not. Look at that. Look how long it takes to move this box brush. Jesus Christ. I barely move it. It's like takes forever to move it back anyway. I mean, it probably doesn't help that, you know, since I'm streaming, it's a lot of work on the computer, but still. Each new one makes them all progressively slower. It's like, why? Why is this a thing? It's okay. Oh, I can't scroll down. Oh, a glitch there as usual. Well, it's not. Known glitch. It is known. Can't believe people were rewatching that on like some random site I was on. Like it was like in their top 10 most watched things. I was like, but why? It ends so badly. I guess they're making more Game of Thrones series, just offshoots. So maybe that's why. Maybe new one's coming out. I don't know. No one hidden under here. There's still all these, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these yet, so I'm going to leave them as they are. These are already static meshes, so I don't even have to do anything to them. Still a few of them up there. There's still this one, but again, I don't know if I'm going to go through it anymore. It also might have a window or two, potentially. It depends on if this is the exterior. Like, how square is this building? Actually, how rectangular is this building? The designer in me would like it to be, you know, much more rectangular and not sprawled out. It's possible I could have a duplicate thing like this on this side here, have it like that, and then have like a thing in the back, I suppose. I don't know. This thing was a lot of box brushes too. But this one was designed completely different, where I just did a giant box brush and then I just started putting negatives inside of the box brush to make the world, which is the one way to do it. Probably might be the better way in a way. Then you just have one giant box brush and you put one other box brush in that's a negative and suddenly you have an entire room. Honestly, that's not the worst choice. Ugh, keep yawning. Oh, I was going to design this window to have curtains and things too, and I was going to do that on every one of these ones, but I was going to make one special one and then just copy paste it. And I didn't do that. I think I was making a blueprint or something. Eh. I was also making a weird vent thing to go through here too, for that matter. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with that. Like, different design philosophy that I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'll put something underneath here. I got rid of a whole bunch of these stupid things, so maybe that'll help speed it up a little bit. Probably. Maybe. It can't hurt. I guess it can, but probably won't. I suspect all those things are too small. Furniture should be what's your best bet if you're going to do that. I don't want to use these. These all open and have drawers. I don't know if I want to do drawers right now on those. Steampunk environments, mostly outdoors things. I could put stuff in there. Like nothing's stopping me from doing it. Not quite what I'm looking for here. I'll just start grabbing random crap out of this. Can't be opened. It's perfect. It's gonna be too big. I don't want that. Now it looks like it's pushed up against this. I'm gonna get rid of this box brush. Because I mean, all I really need is just something for it to latch onto here. Yeah, I mean, look how many box brushes are in this thing here. $55 box brushes in the level. That explains why it's so slow. That's insane. That's so much. I should have used these earlier. They look great for purposes of this. This one's not quite wide enough. We can fix that. I'm gonna shrink it down a bit. The Poppet bench. I'm gonna keep this around as a reminder that maybe the Poppet bench is the key. Just in case I need to get my brain thinking on something. Look at how fast that is in comparison with the static mesh. It's just so good. It's a beautiful thing. Guess I didn't get all adjacent sides on that one. Oops. For that one either. I'm gonna have to redo those ones at some point. Whatever. Goes so fast, it's like, boom. Whoa, what happened? The box brushes, I'm just used to it so slow. I moved it farther before I did this, so I'd have an idea of where I wanted it. Something like that seems pretty good. I'll put more stuff around it, but this is just kind of the basics of holding it up and everything. Leave me a lot less lamps around too. I just had extra lamps for reasons. Oh. Oh. Glad I tested. Easily fixed. I don't know if I can do it here or not. I might not be able to. Now I gotta do it manually. Fair enough. Where is it? Oh, I'm stuck inside it. Fair enough. This should try to be a little more accurate than that. Interesting. If it's gonna make me do that, then I'm just gonna do this. It's already got a complex collision. Good enough for me. I'm gonna do it for all of them. Actually, what am I doing? Could enable nanite while I'm at it too, for that matter. Oh, C didn't work. How helpful. I think after this test, I'm gonna bounce. Looks like you already bounced into before you, so there you go. I'm so tired anyway. At least I can move around on things. That's good. Why don't I put me up here? Also, apparently they didn't go all the way through there. That's interesting. Fair enough. Oops, I just failed on testing a light, didn't I? Alright, well, I think I'm good for the night. Does work. Perfect. Oh, thanks for watching. Anyone watching in the future, thank you too, and I'll probably be back around the same time. I don't know why I picked this time, I just do. So, if you're bored and want to watch me build games, swing by and hang out. I'll catch everyone later.